Hi, my name is Sylvester and I'm the CTO of EasyInspect. I will in this video show you the latest addition of features to the Inspection Cloud platform, which is measurements in 2D high definition images, but in 3D measurements, if you can say. But I'll show you in a second how this works. On the screen, you can see a couple of test inspections on my account, and I will show you this one of a wind turbine. This inspection is not a real inspection, it's basically just an orbit around a wind turbine. An inspection would be much closer and with much greater details than this one. It's a flight made 2 years ago with an Inspire 1 drone, so quality is definitely much higher today. But let's jump right into the edit tool where all the magic happens. So it does require you to have a 3D model generated of your inspection data. Let me just find a good image here. And when you do have a 3D model, you can go to the settings and select which one do you want to use if you have multiple. And let's just use the default one for now. When you have the 3D model, you will get these three tools available. Without a 3D model, they are not available to you. So, looking at this image, we can start with the first tool, which is a suggestion from a single point. When I click this one, I'll simply click somewhere in the image. I could try and see if I can hit a point on the tip of this blade. Okay, so we get a point from suggestion. We can click this little info tooltip to get some details. This is for the nerds, but it's there. And what we also get in the bottom here is a list of images. And the image the furthest to the left should be the one closest to this point. So let's try and click this one. And we can see that the area I clicked in the image is now following around in all of the images. So basically the location has been calculated in 3D and is being recasted into the 2D images. And there's a lot of reasons for this, because if you work in a real 3D model, which I don't have accessible right now, it's a processed data set where if you have a damage, it could be smeared out or it could be invisible due to this kind of processing. In the 2D images, we have the raw high definition images, so it's really great to work with when you want to have a lot of details available. But besides having this dot, well, that's great. We can now follow around one issue we found, and we can see it in all of the other images. But another really cool feature is this one. It's a simple measure tool. So let's try again. Let's try to hit the tip of the blade and see if we can measure the length of it, or at least to the root. And let's see. We get a distance of 21.382 meters. As you could probably see, well, if you were a bit awake, you could see that I clicked on the edge here and it jumped just a bit. And the reason for this is that we are using a threshold. And you can see the circle here. It's not just a single pixel, but it's a threshold, which can be adjusted in the settings. So right now I have it in 10 pixels, which is the default, meaning that I allow from the pixel I click that we may be able to find a point within a 10 pixel distance from this in the 3D environment. This is simply because we are using point clouds and we could shoot right through any kind of object if we do not use this kind of threshold. We can see it if we turn it around a bit. We can see the measurement is following around. And well, we did hit the hub of the blade, so the measurement should be pretty good. But it's really, really cool stuff in my opinion. So And we actually even have a bit more. So we worked a bit more with this. And keep in mind, this is the first version. New stuff will be coming up quite soon, synchronizing the 2D and 3D views completely. It will give you great insights on where we are on the infrastructure, and give you some really good tools of spotting and all of the issues. Um, but let's see if we can hit the tip of this blade. Try the other one again. All right. And see if we can hit the nose somewhere. Well, let's just try this one. Okay. So, okay, so now we basically do the same thing, but we get a shape. And if I rotate it again, we can see that the shape I just drew, let me just give us a bit more space here, that the shape I just drew is actually following around. So the geometry of the annotation we made is, is there on all the images. So when we're working with computer vision, where we need to annotate, where we need to understand all of these details, instead of doing this over and over again on all of the images, we basically just do it once. And the annotation or the area we just found is actually being reprojected back into all of the images. So if you want computer vision, training of your computer vision algorithms will be so much faster, tremendously faster compared to the old methods. So this is what I wanted to show you today. Of course, there's much more under the hood of the EasyInspect system. So, get in contact with us, sign up for an early access package, and we'll hope to see your work soon in the platform.